Ever felt trapped in a never-ending loop of paperwork, renewing a license, fixing a billing error, or applying for a permit? Each form leads to another. Every office sends you elsewhere, and the rules seem to change at random. We call these moments Kafkaesque, a word for when you're a small cog in a vast impersonal machine. But is a frustrating trip to the DMV truly Kafkaesque? Not quite. The real meaning is deeper, stranger, and more unsettling than mere red tape. Kafkaesque isn't just about complexity, it's about absurdity, illogicality, and existential dread. The rules make no sense, the goal is unknowable, and the ordeal feels like a waking nightmare. To understand, we must enter the bizarre world of Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka, born in Prague in 1883, worked by day in insurance, immersed in bureaucracy. At night he wrote stories that captured the terror of being lost in senseless systems. His most famous works, The Metamorphosis, The Trial, The Castle, were published only after his death thanks to his friend Max Brod. Kafka's protagonists are ordinary people thrust into bizarre, terrifying situations. They're not heroes, just confused, passive, and desperate to understand their new reality. In The Metamorphosis, Gregor Samsa wakes up as a giant insect, and the story focuses on the mundane horror of adapting to the absurd. In The Trial, Joseph K. is arrested for an unspecified crime, and must navigate a secretive, impenetrable court system. He never learns his charge, yet is consumed by the process, trapped in a system whose logic is unknowable. Kafka's genius was making the impossible feel disturbingly ordinary. His stories begin with the bizarre, then follow a chillingly logical progression. Kafka's power lies in making the absurd feel real and terrifying. A Kafkaesque scenario isn't just confusing, it's illogical, unjust, and alienating. You're judged by an unseen authority for a crime you don't know, under rules you can't learn. In The Castle, Kay tries endlessly to reach mysterious employers, trapped in a cycle of contradictory messages and inaccessible power. The system isn't just inefficient, it's nonsensical, hostile to reason. In The Trial, Joseph K.'s efforts to defend himself only deepen his entanglement. The more he struggles, the more irrational the world becomes. To call a long queue Kafkaesque misses the point. True Kafkaesque horror is the collapse of logic and meaning. It's the terror of facing a power that is both absolute and absurd. Kafka's stories are fantastical, but the feelings are real. We've all felt powerless against faceless systems. Algorithms, bureaucracies, or institutions that don't care. These systems operate on their own logic, indifferent to fairness or sense. Kafka isolated this feeling and turned it into allegory. The horror isn't monsters, but the plausible way systems crush the human spirit. Kafkaesque isn't just a hassle, it's being trapped by an absurd, menacing system that defies reason. It's powerlessness, alienation, and the surreal horror of a world unmoored from logic. Next time you're stuck in bureaucracy, remember, true Kafkaesque terror is when the system asks about your soul. And your answer decides everything. That's the real nightmare Kafka imagined.